Hey everyone, Gareth here from Cardiff Pain and Performance. Just want to shoot a quick little video to actually go through some movement work with you. Very often in the clinic we see people coming in complaining of tight hip flexors, tight psoas muscles, and people will be stretching the muscle all day, every day, possibly for months. I've seen some people even for years, and it makes no difference. What we know is that very often static stretching doesn't really do that much. It will increase your tolerance to stretching, but it's not going to change the muscle itself. Number one, because the muscles are kind of like the slaves. They're being told what to do by the brain and by the nervous system. Therefore, what we need to do instead of moving it is give it an experience of moving through its full range, through its full potential. Now, what we need to realise is that all muscles and all movements occur in one of three planes of motion. That means I'm either going to move forwards or backwards, side to side, or I'm going to turn, no matter what I do. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the hip flexor and we're going to give it an experience of all of those three things at the same time to give it a true experience of movement through everything, rather than stretching it in just one place. Okay? Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop the leg that we want to move, that's going to be back, and the alternate one is going to be forwards. Okay? Hopefully you can see my feet well enough there. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first thing we want to do is we want to get some extension through the hip. If I'm working on this hip, that means I need to be moving this one. So what I'm going to do is stay fairly nice and upright, and I'm going to be moving my front knee forwards and backwards. I'm not stopping, I'm just going to move through it. Also notice that my feet are directly facing forwards. I haven't got my foot turned, it's facing forwards. Okay? As the knee bends, it's ever so slightly going to just drift inwards. Don't worry about that, that's absolutely fine. And even just doing that, you may notice you get a little bit of a stretch through here. So first just do that nice and slow and controlled. The slower you go, the better. Because if you move quickly, you're actually going to bypass the bit that you need to do. You're going to cheat. Once that's comfortable, we know we've got one plane of motion, we can tick that box. And then what we're going to do is add in our sideways motion. If I was to go this way, it takes it kind of off tension. Whereas if I go this way, it adds tension. So, quite simple, we're going to do the knee bend, and we're going to bend away. Easiest way to do that is to raise the same side arm up. And then again, same thing, and that will feel you'll feel a lot more essentially going through that area. That's those two things. The third thing to add in is rotation. This is slightly more tricky because what we're going to try and do is essentially take this back leg and open it up, but without actually moving the foot. So, let's see if you can see that. First, bend, then bend away, and then we're going to try and almost spiral that leg open to get that tiny bit of rotation. Just there, and then you really feel it. And you only have to go really soft and subtle through the motion. Even kind of 6 times is plenty to really fire up that muscle. You get that, having a new experience of what it's like to be at the end of its range, rather than just a little bit. Have a go with that. If you've got any questions or you get stuck with anything, do let us know, put it in the comments below, and hopefully you learned something. Thanks.